And I use this example, and I'll use it again. Because, like, when I was young, some bad stuff happened to me in the bathtub that should never happen to any kids. So, like, when I got older, I didn't want to give my kids a bath. It was very triggering to me. And so, knowing that it was triggering to me, when my wife would ask, hey, can you give the kids a bath? Like, she was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. She wanted they're grown now, but I'm just taking you back. It was like, I needed to learn how to give my kids a bath without being triggered, so give my wife a break. Or I could just continue to use that and be like, oh, you know how I am. And I don't want to, or I could just suck it up and learn. And I got counseling, and some stuff was said in a way that unlocked my mind. The lady was like, it's a very magical time for a kid in the bathtub. It's not what it meant to you. And then I started thinking of how much fun I used to have in the bathtub. A blast. And I always used the Dukes of Hazzard thing. Like, I would wash the side of the bathtub, and I was like, thinking I was driving the General Lee. I was like, man, it was so cool until it wasn't. But, like, that had no bearing on my kids, so I had to learn how to, like, go in there and sit with my wife. And I was like shaking. Like, it was some shit, man. It was some real shit. And like, I had to go through these emotions and ground myself in the present moment, because the triggered state is not the present moment. And so you got to learn to live in the present moment. And then once I started doing it, and the more, the more I did it, the easier it got. And then it got to the point where he wouldn't let nobody wash his hair, because you know how kids are. The soap is in my eyes. But if dad shows you, get in the shower, this is how you do it, son, and do this. And, he's all eyes wide open, like instructions are being given, and he's all ready to take them. And it's like, I would have never got to experience that stuff. And then my wife would have always been, bogged down, and I would still be living those things. But you have to be willing to go through those triggers and those emotions and alchemize them into the present.